Hello, welcome back to Quinta, Fonte, Pipa again, and today's video is a little bit different. It's some of my dad's stuff, some of my stuff, as I had a market this Saturday and we were in hospital on the Sunday, but I'll explain about that in a minute. So on Saturday we had the market and my mum came with me. She wasn't feeling too great, but that's normal because she has rheumatoid arthritis, and we thought it was just a flare-up, which is when she has a really bad day. So she slept it off when we got home from the market, and she slept most of the day on Sunday. And we went to the hospital, and we left the hospital at 2:30 this morning. So we found out she's had a blood infection, or blood poisoning, I believe. So she's not great. They've given her some antibiotics and some pills for her blood poisoning. She should be feeling better in a couple of days. So thank you for bearing with on the fact that our video is a little bit late. So the market, which was on Saturday, went extremely well. We sold a lot of stuff. We met a lot of new faces and quite a few people from YouTube, which was lovely. And we are doing another market on the 26th of June from 10 till 1 in Aldea de João Pierre, and there will be a link for directions down below. If any of you guys want to come along, say hello, buy some of our stuff, that would be lovely. We'd really appreciate that. So I'm going to be showing you what my dad's been getting up to in the shed.
Hello. Well, as you can see, I've made some benches in the shed. I've got my lathe in. I don't know how much you can see. I've got you as far back as the camera will go. I made a holder for my wood chisels yesterday, which I've not finished. It's just up on the wall. I made all that yesterday. I made this benching to go around here, which I'm going to have my sharpener and other things that I use when I'm working with the lathe, and then I've got the other half of the workshop. I just got to the point where I don't really know where I want any shelves or anything like that, so I decided the best thing to do is to get all the things that I did have, bring them back in here, and then work out roughly where I'm going to want them around me when I'm working, because the last thing you want to do is things that you use regularly, you don't want to move too far, which is why I've put this. I can literally reach across and pick a chisel up, get another one, and I've got 3 more chisels to add to my tool rack, again thanks to Gerhard. If you watched last week's video, you'll see how grateful we are to Gerhard for, I want to say a present. It's a bit more than a present, a huge box full of goodies to help me get on with my wood turning. So I've got these things here, which I'm going to make another shelf. I can mount these things along here so they're out of the way. A lot of boring stuff, so I'm not going to show you a lot of that, but I thought what I'd do today is I'll give you an idea about wood turning. Not every single piece of wood you pick up works out very well. This was going to be a live edge open bowl. It had a crack in it here. Sometimes you've got to try it. The only way to work out how far the crack goes, unless you can see it both sides, is to start working it. But then the back wasn't very good, and you can see I couldn't make a very good mortise on there for the jaws that hold it. So this just got taken off and thrown underneath it. I could probably squeeze something else small out of that if I wanted to, but I think that's a bit far gone, that. So, but it'll never get thrown out. It'll go in a junky pile. You'll be surprised when you can use it. I made Molly and mallet for the kitchen, and I saved some of this cork. This is to make another mallet for me for the workshop. I suppose I could make one of those today out of that. And I've got various bits and bobs here. The starts of some other live edge bowls that I had, and I stopped. These bits of olive here, which I've chainsaw cut from logs. And I rounded these down. Often what you do is, if the wood's very green, very fresh, you turn it down a bit and then you leave them to dry, and then any cracking that's going to happen, I don't know if you can see that in there. I hope the lighting's alright, because we've got a thunderstorm on its way, believe it or not. And because I haven't made any doors yet, I've got a plastic sheet over this door which is blocking a lot of the light, so I've actually turned a light on, a temporary light. So I think what I might make today is, by the look of the width of that, maybe a honey spoon or a lady's hairpin, because those sell quite well, people quite like those. So I thought I just want to let you see me making something, and I'm dying to try out my chisels I got from Gerhard. I've got chisels, I've got the same type of chisel, but they're not like his chisels. They're very nice what he sent me. So anyway, I'm going to get on and put some of this out. I'll probably try and speed it up, just so you can see what I'm doing really. And then I'll cut the video, and then you'll see me start making something on here. This is a wax that I make. That's one of our own waxes made from our beeswax. We've not actually owned the hives with any wax in them, because we tried last year. I think you might well have seen in another video where we found a swarm in the hives, and we did the hives up, and unfortunately the wasps, the wax moth got in there before us and it destroyed it, and the bees disappeared. So hopefully this year we can find another swarm of bees, but we've got a big tub like this left from the old owner full of wax. So I use, this is my own homemade waxes, or some of it. And the move's not been very kind to a lot of my polishing pads and things that I've got. Because our next shed we've got, which is the next shed I want to do up, it's a good building, and the roof's very good, except for a few battens have broken and some tiles have slid down, and so it often fills up with rain. And that's a job I want to get done before next winter, is to pull that section of roof off and replace the battens and the odd rafter that might be rotten. And then I've got, because at the moment we've got such a big place and a lot of stuff, we actually don't have one proper shed, apart from this one now, in the entire farm that's watertight. So all the things we do have that's put in storage, it's always facing some sort of the elements, and we go in there and we're losing so much stuff to it all. But this life, well, the state of that bag there, it looks like some mice have been in there having a nibble. Thankfully it doesn't look like they've nibbled on anything of any value, of any use, which is quite rare, as they normally only pick on the things you want to keep. One box down. And this is the box I've been waiting for, but I'm going to take my time putting that somewhere. Wow. Lovely rounded shear scraper. Awesome, Gerhard. Oh look, and they're meant to fit in my tool rack. Bless your heart, that's very, very kind of you, that's so lovely. Lovely shear scraper. I think I'm right in that. Oh look, they're meant to go there, weren't they? Perfect, thank you so much. Right. So I wonder how Molly's getting on at the market today. I hope this thunderstorm's not going to put people off. Because bless her heart, she spent days getting organised. They got up at 6 o'clock this morning, and they left at about 7:30, I think. 7 o'clock they left to get there for 8.
It is currently 7:14 a.m. and we are on our way to the market in Woodturning, I believe.
And that's going to go up on my shelf. Oh, look at that. So I've got 4 more chisels I can put in there before I have to make another rack, and I'm thinking I'm going to need another rack. I don't need that many more chisels, but a few variations in widths would be good, because the bigger the bits of wood you get, the wider the chisels you tend to use on it. So that'd be good. And the hand polisher, which I thought yesterday that might go in here, but I think it's going to be too small. Yeah, but I'll put that somewhere along here, I think, with sandpapers. And he's given me his lovely glue blocks, but they can all stay in here until we're ready to put some shelves up. So again, Gerhard, thanks buddy, what you've done's brilliant. I'm over the moon with it, absolutely over the moon. And as you can see, the workshop's not finished yet. I'm dying to turn something, so in a minute I'm going to start turning something. Right, one more box of bits to go and get. I think what I'm going to start with is just a honey spoon, or see how it comes out. A honey spoon or a lady's hairpin or hat pin. So for this I don't need these big jewels. Put those there. I'm hoping I can use my new centres for this. It goes in there. That one comes out of there. Very similar to what I've already got. I'm going to use Gerhard's. Even this has got some rust on it, so I'll have to run some wool around that to clean those up. I've got a lot of work to get on with. Well, I promised myself before I put my lathe to use, I'd give it a service and make sure it's bolted into the ground and everything. And well, I'm not very good at keeping promises to myself, obviously, because I haven't done any of that. But I just want to do something. And we've been a little slow this week on videoing, so we're a bit low on content this week. It's been so hot outside and we've had so much stuff to do. Unfortunately, I know all the other places that have got YouTube channels are doing similar stuff to us, but we really are struggling to keep up. Right, let's clean that up nicely. Right, and we'll work out how long I'm going to make this. I'm going to leave ourselves something here at the end. That's where I'm going to finish it. I'm going to make that for the head of the honey spoon, and then this can come down and be the handle to about there. Right, and then obviously you mark it like that. You can see the black lines when they're spinning, and that tells me where I've got to, well, the limits of where I want to carve things. That done. The flies in here. So that was a quick little first thing I've turned in 18 months or whatever it's been. Feeling a bit rusty. And I think I'm going to try and make, there's a mallet that I made Molly. She breaks up breadcrumbs and biscuits and things like that for cooking basically. So when I had that one, I had this piece of wood, that's where it came from. That's about the time I stopped turning, so I'm going to see if I can turn myself another one. Alright, put some pencil marks on this. Right, the same dimensions. So I think that's about ready to sand really. And that's normally when I wear a dust mask, when you're using the chisel, normally it doesn't make a lot of dust, but when I do, then dust isn't good for your wood. Dust isn't good for your lungs. Right, put some oil on this one. This is just mineral oil. Got a coat of mineral oil on it. Not quite in that bug hole. It's pretty much there. Where's my pencil? Knock down on my ear. Well, it's not finished yet. I went very close to the chuck then, trying to keep it almost identical size as the other one, and that's all that's left. I've got a stock pad. It's a bit worn out, but it'll do. Just because the end's a little bit rough, I'm going to go with 180, otherwise I could go with something a bit finer if I've got a better finish on the end. several more goings with this oil. It's really drawing it into the wood. And I'll probably give it a coat of wax later as well. Well, I've realised how rusty I am on the lathe, but then I'm not a massively experienced lathe user anyway, so the time I've had off, I've got out of my sort of rhythm and where the workshop's not set up. So this isn't a lathe video for people, wood turning video, and I don't know if I'll ever do any of them anyway. I'll show you me making things, but I'm not really going to do any tutorials or anything like that, because, well, there's already hundreds of people with channels far better than me that, that do it already. So, well, there we go. That's Molly's one, and that's my one. There we go. They're very good, made out of cork oak, that's made from. Or as you say in England, an attitude adjuster. Just something else? I think that's enough of you seeing what I'm going to do in my shed.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will hope to see you back here next Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. Click the subscribe button and don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next weekend.